Hey guys, Kostya here, and today I'm recording a reaction video. I saw that the Try Guys posted this video about chess. The Try Guys are a YouTube channel. I think they used to be on BuzzFeed. Now they do their own thing. I really like them. They're pretty fun and entertaining, and they'll do different like activities and go on different adventures and stuff. And basically, they live up to their name of trying different things. Looks like for this video they're going to be playing a simul against a blindfolded chess master, and I'm very happy that they're doing this because of course I like seeing chess getting exposure in the mainstream, and they have an incredibly popular YouTube channel, so I'm sure this will give chess a lot of attention, and I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I haven't seen the video yet, and I thought it would just be fun to just watch it in real time and give you guys my reactions. Okay, so let me switch the scene here, and yeah, let's check it out.
This is probably the most intense Try Guys video we have ever done.
So you're a chess master. Do you think you could beat any of us at chess?
I do.
Not that you're cocky, but I think you could beat all of us at chess at the same time.
I think I could.
What about blindfolded?
There's only one way to find out.
What?
He is going down starting now.
How is he gonna do it? How is he?
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's like basically he's gonna be playing blindfold against him. I think 4 separate boards. The player here is named Kurt Schneider. I believe I've heard of him. I think he's a master, maybe 22 or 2300. So I'm sure he's capable of playing blindfold chess, and I mean, playing 4 boards is definitely difficult, but I feel like it's doable if you've just practiced a little bit and you're a relatively strong player. This is very cool though. I really like that they're doing this. I mean, blindfold chess, I mean, to non-chess players is often seen as like almost like a party trick or like a magic trick even, because people just don't understand how chess players are visualizing the position. But of course, to chess players who have played even one game of blindfold chess, they understand that it's actually not that hard with a little bit of practice. I think players around 1800 and up can start playing blindfold chess pretty regularly. But okay, let's keep going.
He's really just gonna remember everything with a blindfold on?
Yeah, you
That's
probably
crazy.
will.
You better check yourself before I mate myself. Can 4 regular guys beat a master in their own craft?
All it takes is for one of us to win.
Oh, wow. This is Try Guys 4 versus 1.
Awesome.
Today, the Try Guys are taking on a chess master.
What's up? My name is Kurt Schneider. I make music on YouTube, but I'm also a chess master.
Ooh. Master? Whoa, a chess master. We're playing against Kurt Hugo Schneider. He is a musician, he's a YouTuber, and a college friend of mine.
Do you have any songs about chess?
Oh, cool. I guess Kurt is also a big-time YouTuber and musician. Yeah, people are always so impressed by the master title, so it's very fun seeing a scene being played out here that I've personally experienced in my own life many times.
I don't. In fact, I'm not even aware of any songs about chess.
But he also, apparently, is a chess master, which is
There's a few songs about chess. I won't get into it now, but they are definitely out there.
crazy. One of those hidden talents you don't know about. Just like how Keith has 2 dicks.
How do you get the title of master?
So chess, there's a rating system. And basically, if you win, you gain rating points. If you lose rating points. And master, it's basically just 2,200 rating points.
I love that they're sharing this info, because this is like, yeah, good info, and they're actually educating the public about how the chess world works. So that's cool.
Rating?
I don't know if that's impressive or not. I assume it is.
I might be the Try Guy that has played the most chess. I'm a casual chess player. In elementary school, I went to a chess camp, but I've never played in an actual tournament game. Keith has won a chess tournament.
You're looking at the Carthage Elementary School 6th grade chess champion right here, and that's about when I stopped playing chess. I think I got like $10 to Pizza Hut. Pretty dope. I think Pizza Hut was the price for everything in elementary school.
I started playing chess in 1st grade. In New York public schools, they teach you in class. It was really fun as a kid. I'm definitely not the worst at this game. So my goal today is to not be the first person out.
I don't play chess. I said chest. How do you play?
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I was wondering how much experience these guys have playing chess. So it seems like they kind of went in order from most experience to least experience. It's kind of funny. Eugene is the last guy is normally the one who's kind of the best at everything, and they make fun of him for it. But I guess he's going to be the worst chess player. So that's going to be fun to see. Looks like none of them are like actual tournament players. The last tournament they played was like in elementary school. But well, I guess they all know the rules and how it works. So should be still. It's the difficult part here is obviously for Kurt, who's gonna have to keep 4 games in his head visualized throughout the day. But I'm definitely rooting for Kurt here. I hope he goes 4-0.
Well,
Eugene said, I've never played chess in like a competitive game where there's a winner and a loser. And I'm like, that's chess.
I know the basics. I learned at the very least what each piece does and how it moves. The horse heads, the building, the little knobby top, the Jesus top.
basically, the goal is to get the opponent's king. If you attack the opponent's king, that's called check. And if you attack the opponent's king and there's no way that they can get out of it, that's checkmate. That's game over.
The only thing that is stupid about chess is that you never actually take the king. Sometimes in movies for dramatic effect, you see somebody like knocking over a king piece, but you never actually do that. You just capture him, you don't kill him.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, regular people, kids especially, they have a hard time understanding that part about chess. So I love that they're like going through some of these misconceptions and like correcting the public about it. That's awesome.
That's why I like wizard chess.
You want to talk us through what do those little pieces all do?
So the one's a little different from other pieces because it captures differently than it moves. You have to take by moving diagonally. If the pawn hasn't moved yet, it can go up 2 squares. And otherwise, it can always move up 1 square.
I've always loved the pawn. It just feels so good to take an important piece with a pawn.
The rook just moves in straight lines.
Wow, so they're actually like going through the rules here and explaining to people how to play chess. I mean, I guess that's going to take up a good chunk of the video. So yeah, I mean, I definitely see that they're not taking the game like super seriously as chess players do, but I love that they're including like actual educational info, because this is the stuff that would actually get more people playing chess once they see like, some popular YouTubers doing it and they get some kind of like introduction and some basis to it. That's what actually might get someone into to start playing. So that's really cool.
Horizontally or vertically, it can move as far as you want until it hits another piece.
My favorite piece has always been the rook. He's like a fun little tower.
The bishop is similar in that they can move as far as they want, but only diagonally.
My favorite piece is the knight. They're strong, they're tricky, very much like myself.
The knights can move 2 in one direction and then
Petrov defense, nice.
and 1 in another.
Just drawing big L's all over the place.
Yeah.
Big L's get you the W.
They're the only piece that can hop over other pieces.
My favorite chess piece, for no reason other than the name, is the queen, obviously.
Queen's the most powerful piece. Queen can go in any direction for as far as you want. The king is like the queen that can only move 1 square at a time.
It's just classic.
That's a good explanation. Kurt is doing a great job of just explaining the absolute basics to beginners and not keeping things complicated whatsoever.
Queen does all the work, the king takes all the credit.
Yeah.
Such a patriarchal game. Do you think 4 of us working together at the same time can beat 1 chess master?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna play all 4 of you at the same time while I'm blindfolded. Now, the way that's gonna work is I'm gonna tell you where I move and you'll tell me where you move. So
Right, so they're gonna need to know chess notation for this to work. This is like the one requirement of playing blindfold chess with another person. Like they have to be able to follow the moves and input your moves correctly on their board and also tell you accurately what moves they're gonna play.
you'll notice that the boards have these little numbers and letters. So I can say, oh, pawn to e4, and that would be this move.
How many possible moves are there?
I think I read somewhere there's like more possible chess games than there are atoms in the universe.
You are confident enough that you can keep track of all of this in your mind? 4 amateurs, 1 expert in the battle of the wits.
I just don't think you could beat us. I don't care if he's a chess master. I was a chess master.
Keith is the funny one.
According to Tennessee Public School. If we beat you, I want you to sing a song about chess. It doesn't have to be very long.
All right.
A few stanzas.
And if we lose, Keith will sing a song about chess.
Deal.
He'll go from person to person, each making moves and remembering the entire board while blindfolded.
So it's going to be a simul, 4-person blindfold simul. They mentioned that they were going to be working together, but I don't think that's exactly right. I think that would actually be easier if the four of them were working together, let's say on one game, and he only had to keep one game in his head. That would I think be a lot simpler, because then he just has to beat the strongest player in the group, right? Because they're the ones that are going to be making all of the moves. But having to play 4 individual boards and keeping track of all the moves in your head, that's obviously a lot harder.
Holy moly.
Also, we're all going to dress like we're in the Matrix. That's fun.
Okay, a little bit of theatrics here. To be expected.
Shall we begin?
Well, let's get started.
Also, while you're blindfolded, I'm going to rob your wallet because I'm dressed for it.
You look like Steve Jobs' hipster son.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, who does magic? Are we ready?
Ready.
I'm nervous.
I just go, right?
Yeah.
Pawn to A4.
All right. Pawn to E5.
Oh, shit.
It's weird that he's standing behind them. I actually haven't seen that. Usually when I've seen blindfold simuls, like Timur Gureyev doing one, they just kind of sit in the front of the room and the first board announces their move, they announce their reply, they move on, they say, board two announces their move, they announce their reply. It's very important to keep some kind of name for each board, like board 1, board 2, board 3, board 4. It really helps with memorizing the position so that your brain can kind of naturally switch back. Okay, on board 1, he played first move A4, and okay, clearly Keith is not an opening expert here, and I guess Kurt is just gonna try to play classical chess, take the center, develop his pieces, and look for a quick checkmate.
I think I actually stand to do the best today, just because I'm the only one with the track record of doing great.
Shit. One of my sacrificial lambs to E4.
I'll also play pawn to E5.
I'd be
Okay, much
surprised
better
if
move
he
from
won.
Eugene.
He's played over, 2,000 something games in his life? I don't think I've done anything more than 2,000 times in my life. Well, one thing.
Pawn to E4.
I'll play pawn to E6.
I tend to...
Ooh, French defense. Cool. Yeah, I think this is smart to vary up the opening so that you don't get confused with 3 games that went E4, E5. Interestingly enough, Kurt has also given all 4 players white, probably to make it easier for them. That's pretty gracious. But I think given how much better he is than these players, it's probably not a big deal that he's playing black whatsoever. Maybe even easier because he can kind of just try to take advantage of some overextending.
When things aren't going my way, and so I don't want to...
Okay, Zach almost played f6. So yeah, that kind of thing could just ruin the game immediately. If you say e6, then your opponent puts f6 on the board, then, because the player who's playing blindfold is obviously not going to be able to recognize their mistake. So hopefully they're able to keep the moves correctly.
to just be panicking on the defense. I want to have a plan and stick to it. The only problem is I don't have a plan.
Knight to F3.
f3, interesting.
Knight to F6.
I don't know if I'm gonna beat Kurt today, but I feel like I'm the best chance we've got.
Pawn takes pawn.
Okay, wow, they've made a couple moves already. So yeah, I guess they're not going to show a lot of the chess here. Let's see what's going on. Looks like Eugene on board 2 here next to Keith has played e4, f3, knight h3, and Kurt just went e5, knight f6, bishop c5. Zach here looks like he developed pretty normally actually. E4, knight f3, knight c3, and Curtis played e6, d5, and maybe it's his move right now.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he's
I am the
taking
first casualty in the war.
Nabi heads the bishops, right? This is the bishop. Nabi head. Nabi head bishop to D3.
There
Classic
are a
mistake,
couple
classic
special
mistake.
rules, one is castling. If everything is out of the way from in between your king and your rook, then your king can move 2 squares over, and the rook hops over to the other side.
Nice. So someone watching this has already learned most of the rules already. They're going to learn how to castle. They might even cover en passant because that's definitely kind of a tricky rule and could be fun to see.
Castling is a TV show.
Yeah.
Really?
Starring Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
That's castle.
Knight to H3.
I'll just castle.
King to G8 and rook to F8.
Oh, fuck. Can I Nathan Fillion too? Can I castle this
You
shit?
can Nathan Fillion.
Whoa! Nathan Fillion to ABC.
You can't do
Yeah, you can.
I can't move them?
My
Be in
bishop,
check.
my bishop on C5 is attacking
Oh,
G1.
you can't do it. You can't Nathan Fillion do it.
Oh, but if I did that, then he would have beaten me,
You
right?
got canceled by Fox.
Oh,
C5.
wow, he knew that in his brain. A pawn to...
That rule might be a little bit too complicated to explain for like total beginners, how you can't like castle through check or into check, but they kind of mention it, so that's cool.
to 4A.
Bishop on C8 takes knight on H3.
What? Holy mother of fucking God, Jesus Christ in heaven.
Yeah, so clearly he's
How the
visualizing
fuck did he
correctly.
do that?
Pawn to A3. What now?
Bishop to C5.
You sound like a serial killer.
Queen to A5 check.
What?
Oh shit.
Oh, looks like Ned. No, his knight on B5 I think is... No, it's not defended. Bishop on F1 is still blocked by pawn on E2. So Queen A5. Okay, he's just going to have to go back knight C3 to avoid losing the piece.
First check.
Already?
Yeah, double attack.
Ned, you're our fucking...
You got this, man. Keep
You're
your
our
head in the
first
game.
draft pick, Ned.
Let's go with the good old-fashioned pawn to D4.
That's a good move. Pawn takes pawn.
Can my pawn move over something? A first move?
You could take my bishop with your pawn on G2, but
You could take the first hit against him. That might be what he wants you to do.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he's actually like now just helping Eugene, which okay, I mean, clearly Eugene's like a total beginner here, so he's probably just going to lose very quickly otherwise. So that's kind of nice to actually help him out and tell him like, okay, you can recapture my
I'm just
piece.
thinking about Nathan Fillion.
Eugene, I would advise you to take the bishop.
Fucking Protestants win because killing your bishop is what I'm about to do. Is that terminology chess players use? Sorry, Pope.
Woo! First blood, guys. We are turning the tide. He is going down starting now.
all
Done
right.
on your side.
Queen to H4 check. It's mate next move on that board. No matter where you move with the
Oh wow, I didn't realize Queen H4, Queen F2 was coming there. Wait, so that means that G takes H3 for white was not a great move. I don't know if Kurt was trying to trick him there just to get him into a quick checkmate, because he's the one that mentioned, oh, you can take my bishop. But okay, I mean, he would have won the game very quickly anyway, so it's not a big deal.
The king, queen to F2 is my next move. It's going to be checkmate.
Nice pre-move there.
Eugene aside, who is doing the worst right now?
I think, Zach, both you and Ned are doing not great. Honestly, Keith is doing the best. Keith isn't down any material.
I am a chess champion, so it makes sense.
6th grade.
6th grade.
But you never lose the first time you ride a bike.
That's right. It's the old phrase.
Tell me about the balance of offense and defense.
Like if you have like the edge in like tempo, like if your pieces are out, usually you kind of want to force the pace a little bit. Like you might want to be the one to attack.
All this defense is fun, but I'm playing offense. I'm going bishop to B5.
Check.
Classic check.
All right.
You said it first. That's less good.
I imagine C6.
My moment. I gotta make something happen here. I'm gonna take your knight on F6 with my bishop.
Good move.
Nice, good move, dude.
Pawn takes bishop.
We just lost 2 bishops.
But you always have to be mindful of your king safety in chess. You lose your king, you lose the game.
Well, I know I'm dead, but hear me out. Because the king can't move, right? Because he's in check?
You can, in fact, you have to move your king.
Now, what if, like, the queen and the king kind of get it on, and then
Have another pawn.
and then the knight gets
This is
in a
what
little
kids
bit.
do when they're
I'm
losing.
back,
They
and
try
then
to
Nathan
make
Fillion
up
watches
new
from the
rules
side.
to avoid losing the game. But okay,
Does that change
it's all
anything?
good fun.
I'll move the king forward to E2 just because
Charge
running into
down the
suicide.
board
Yeah, running into
fearlessly.
death, towards death, face first.
I will play queen to F2.
Nice.
So queen to F2 is checkmate.
Yeah, so
because it's defended by the bishop, and he can't escape to D1 or D3 because it's unfortunately blocked by his own pieces. So yeah, that is sadly check and mate.
Okay.
Sorry to see you go.
I'm dead. I'm out. First one's out. Big surprise.
How many turns has it been?
13.
You just know that?
Wait, so how many moves can...
That's interesting. Actually, when I play blindfold chess, I don't usually keep track of the number of moves. I wonder if Kurt actually knew, or if he was just taking a educational guess there. Because I don't keep track of like, oh, 1e4, 1e5, 2 knight f3, 2 knight. I just try to keep track of the position. You know, you remember the last couple of moves, and that's about it. But interesting.
Can you see ahead?
It kind of depends on the position.
I'm gonna do knight to b3.
Knight.
Oh yeah, classic question. How many moves can you see ahead there? And classic answer, just depends on the position, of course.
Yes, it's the best move.
Good job, son.
One position you might look at might have similar patterns to other positions that you've seen before. So you kind of rely on intuition and just
Like be good at playing chess.
I suppose.
I don't know much about chess, but I know enough to know that there's some real carnage about to happen.
Bishop on d4 takes knight on e5. Bishop takes pawn on g3. Rook takes pawn on g3.
Pawn to b4, as in before I met you, I thought I was kind of decent at this game.
I'm gonna put my queen on e2.
I think you're gonna lose your queen next move.
Oh, Cox.
Bishop takes knight on c3.
Yeah, it does.
Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes queen.
Yeah, no shit.
Looks like he's doing a perfect job of keeping track of all the positions. So yeah, nice job.
Tall castle. Nathan Fillion.
Yay! I coined something.
Yeah, I know.
Queen takes queen c6.
Yes, queen!
Rook takes queen.
Oh, no, queen!
Oh, he's gonna mate with you next move.
Dude.
I feel like by this point they should have just explained the concept of a trade by now. That if you capture your opponent's piece, that's good, but if you also have to give up a piece, you know, it's just equally as bad. So it's just kind of equal at the end. But okay, it's not a big deal.
Rook to f1.
Queen takes f1.
Checkmate.
So 2-0, I think.
Really makes you wish you didn't drop out of Apple school. Should have followed in your footsteps with your father. Made some iPhones instead of opening that art gallery on a submarine. Because you look like a nautical artist. Is there a real game happening with Ned?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There is.
He's technically winning.
Yeah.
He's winning.
I missed that. It was a very nice move.
Wait, he did something that you didn't see coming.
Wow.
Yeah, I missed that.
You missed
Maybe
it.
he just did something that he didn't think Ned would see. He is blindfolded.
Okay, what's going on here? Let's see, material. Okay, pieces are equal. Black has, looks like, 6 pawns. White has 7 pawns. And what's going on? There's a bishop on c3 that's hanging, but it's Black's move, right? So what was White's last move here? I guess he did something other than recapturing the bishop, and maybe that's why Kurt was impressed, because he was expecting White to just take on c3. But I'm not clear on what the position was exactly. That I can just figure out what move Ned would made. Kind of interesting. Maybe he made some kind of like in-between move that wasn't expected by Black. But yeah, it looks like White is a pawn up, and I mean, positionally, it seems like he's doing fine. Like, he's already castled. Black's king is on e8. Black now has to concretely probably deal with the fact that the bishop is hanging. He doesn't really want to take on d4 here because there's this knight on b3. Maybe Black is still okay because of the 2 bishops, but he's certainly kind of losing the initiative a little bit because he's going to have to back up, and then White can develop. And yeah, again, White is up a pawn. So yeah, it looks like Ned is doing pretty well.
Queen to c6, I guess.
Interesting.
Okay, Kurt, now I know you could put...
Queen c6. What was Queen c6? Looks like he wants to sacrifice the bishop on c3 there and then take back with the queen and get some
checkmate.
attack.
But what
maybe
if
I
I
didn't see the
offered
position
a
correctly.
peace treaty between our kingdoms? You're a king. You're a wise king, right? You don't want unnecessary blood on your hands.
It looks like Keith is offering a draw where he's down like the entire army. Classic.
I'm going to let you do whatever you want. I'm going to move my king to A1. Totally reclusive, far away, no threat to anyone. And what would you like to do?
It's a tempting offer,
Queen c1 or queen
but
a2?
I think I'll play queen to a2 checkmate.
Okay, simple.
Okay. Dang.
So
That means we
wait,
have...
wait, can we watch your die? Watch him die.
Please, I just want to love you. I can't even see you.
Wasted. And then there was one. Ned
Better way to
versus
resign.
Kurt.
than
It's
just
a
stopping
Yale
the
off.
clock.
Yale off!
Bishop to e4.
Pawn to b6.
Okay, last game, what's going on here? Okay, he said pawn to b6, but they put pawn to b5. That's hopefully that they fix that at some point. But looks like, I think this is a rook. Black is a pawn down, but great compensation due to the opposite color bishops. I feel like maybe white is still way ahead here because he does have this like outside passed h pawn. But I mean, I doubt Ned is going to be able to convert it. But the fact that he's gotten to this point against Kurt, I think, is very impressive because I mean, he basically has, you know, equal or at least plus equal endgame here.
A pawn at all.
They both have a rook. They both have a bishop. Oh, Ned has the pawn advantage. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Pawn to h5.
Yes, Ned.
Wow, okay, he knows what to do.
Chess store.
What?
A pawn shop.
Nice.
What do you call thinking while playing chess?
I don't know what.
Pontificating.
Hey, you see that Clark Gable chess movie? Pawn with the Wind?
Oh, they're getting worse as we keep going.
Bishop to e3 check.
King to b1.
This is where we put ultra dramatic music, right? To build the tension. Kurt versus Ned, head to head, pawn to pawn, king to king. The ultimate.
Bishop to h6.
Pawn to g4.
I mean, they're kind of like making it silly by making it like overly dramatic, but chess is pretty stressful and it is very dramatic, especially when like a lower rated player is beating a higher rated player or like holding a draw. Tends to be a lot of like nerves and like both players kind of get a little nervous. Actually, we can see like Ned and Kurt here, I think, have been a little bit nervous in this game. Kurt definitely doesn't want to lose, and Ned here is, I mean, he's nervous because he knows he has like a good position and he doesn't want to mess it up.
Good move.
At this point, Kurt, do you think taking off the blindfold would make a difference?
No, not really.
Now he's focused on one game.
I'm so sorry.
Pawn to f6.
Bishop to b6.
Okay, he played bishop b7, but I think Kurt is going to figure out that the bishop is not actually on b6. Looks like he's holding the blockade though, so I feel like black's chances here are okay.
I don't know what he's doing!
Okay, rook to d4.
Oh, so okay, he's offering the rook trade. They're going, oh, I don't think they understand why it's important, but now it's important because he's actually, by trading rooks, he's, well, if Ned goes for the trade, but by trading rooks, he's basically guaranteeing himself a draw, but he's also pretty much forfeiting his winning chances outright. So he's not going to be able to win the game without his rook, and I think he knows that. That's why he was kind of reluctant there to allow the trade of rooks. But on the other hand, he knows that like if he doesn't trade rooks, then he has greater losing chances as well. And so I think at this point he just thinks like there's no real upside to keeping the rooks on the board.
What is that? What happens? What's happening?
Now he'd put it in a situation.
Rook takes rook, d4.
Yeah,
I hate to see
pawn
him in
takes
church.
Everybody's rookless.
Really looks like a rookie now.
Nice. Wow. Wait, the rookie, another Nathan Fillion show.
God, I wish Nathan Fillion's watching this.
King to d6.
Ooh, king's on the road.
I think it will be a draw.
How do you officially get into it? We didn't even think to ask you that. What causes a draw? How do we know?
Well, he could just see you in his mind's eye.
There's a few ways, but I mean,
It is.
So would you accept a draw?
sure, it's drawn. Sure.
Wow, we made a draw. Nice, very, very impressive. I mean, even against, you know, a blindfolded player, because clearly it seems like Kurt had no problem keeping the position in his head. So I wonder what happened in that game. He must have just missed some move, or maybe he wasn't expecting Ned to find it or something. Because it seems like he got into big trouble and was actually probably fortunate to save the draw. But Ned is very excited. So 3.5 out of 4, I think, is pretty good. He definitely showed some good chess here.
Oh, yes! Oh my goodness! Good game!
Good game, thank you.
Obviously, most people are just going to be really impressed with the fact that blindfold chess is even possible. So I think in that respect, he certainly won the day.
Thank you. Wow, I tied the most exciting score in chess.
And now, like a real chess player, you can see him. He's like wondering where he went wrong. Like, why didn't he win that game? Classic.
Wow, I just tied a chess master. He was blindfolded and playing 3 other games at the same time, but pretty cool.
Kurt, that was unbelievable to watch.
Well, thank you so much, but I'm actually frustrated with myself. You played f4 here, and then we went like this, and you played here, and then I played here.
What the fuck? Why are we being so casual? You literally just recounted an entire game from memory. Do all chess masters have, like, recall like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, most players, not like we can just remember all of our games ever, but if we just played a game or we just played a couple of games, yeah, I think we're able to recreate it from memory pretty easily. Because the game, I mean, it follows like a logical progression, right? You start with e4, black plays e5, both sides develop their pieces. You know, usually it's not like random moves are being played. That I think would be a lot harder. You know, if it was just 60 random chess moves that had nothing to do with each other, that would be a lot more difficult, I think, to memorize even for experienced chess players.
Yeah, actually, probably.
Jesus Christ, I did not know that. He essentially proved that he was what a modern-day X-Men looks like.
We were probably already in a bad position by the 3rd move.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, by the 3rd move,
Yeah,
he really baited me a lot. He was a master baiter.
you actually played quite impressively.
Nothing you could say would make Ned happier right now. This is the greatest moment of his life.
This has been Try Guys 4 versus 1. Who are we gonna take on next? I hope it's Nathan Fillion.
It was a crazy night. We made some rookie mistakes, pawning all of our valuable players. In any case, we tried so hard to move across the...
Okay, so yeah, that was pretty fun. I mean, going in, I kind of expected, that they were going to be making a lot of like corny chess jokes, and there was definitely some of that. But for a mainstream audience, actually, I think this was a great video because they explained so many things and rules about chess that I think most of the masses would never find out, or probably would find confusing, like castling or like not capturing the king and this type of stuff. So that I feel like they made it extremely accessible, but also they kind of honored the chess part of it because Kurt is clearly like a real chess player, and he took it very seriously. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to see. I feel like they really did this well. I doubt they're gonna do chess stuff in the future, but well, maybe there's a bunch of likes and comments on this video, then that might push them to do more chess stuff in the future. All right, guys, I'm gonna be wrapping it up there. Hope you enjoyed it.